Welcome, ladies, to the Real Estate InvestHER Show, providing inspiration, strategies, and insight to empower women investors to live balanced and financially free lives. Now, here are your co-hosts, Liz and Andresa.
Welcome back, ladies. This is Liz.
And this is Andresa.
Welcome back to the Real Estate InvestHER Show. We are back with a what? What are we doing today, Andresa? MINISODE. And MINISODEs are all about getting to the point quickly, efficiently, effectively, in 10 minutes or less, and really giving you something that we've experienced that we want to share some lessons and some quick tips to apply very quickly and immediately into your own life and into your own business.
Yeah.
So with that being said, we have to get going because we have 10 minutes. Or actually, I probably have like 9 minutes and 30 seconds now.
You do.
Okay, so I'm going to get to the point. So this week is all about how to shift negative thinking once and for all.
Oh, God.
Right? So now I wrote that. I was thinking about this a lot lately and experiencing a lot of negative thoughts. So as I say this story and then give you some tips, I don't think it's realistic to say you're never going to have a negative thought. However, all of us, and especially me, and I know Andresa, we can shift these negative thoughts quicker and more peacefully and have less of them. I do believe that. So that's what we're really striving for. Not so much that you don't have any ever, but how do we do it in a more quick, easy, effortlessly and peaceful way. So I was sitting at the pool yesterday with my kids and I was checking my email, of course, because, they were occupied for like 2 minutes. So checking my email and I look at my email and I get a note from Wells Fargo that there was insufficient funds in my account. I'm like, oh shit. What is this about? And immediately it was like, what happened? And I was thinking about it. And I'm looking at what account it is. And I'm like, what did Matt do? Of course, I blame my husband, the poor guy. So I'm still looking. And then I realized that I wrote a check to a partner of ours that we're doing a flip. The flip needs, more of a cash influx. So I wrote a check and I was supposed to transfer the money. And my husband said, did you transfer that money yesterday morning? I said, yeah, totally. And I totally didn't because I'm like, oh, I'll do it later. Well, later became never. I never transferred the money. The money tried to get taken from the account and lo and behold, there was insufficient funds. So I started beating myself up. I started to get really down on myself. And I felt really bad, right? Because now this partner's like, what the hell, you told me the money was there. And Matt cleaned it up with them and it's not an issue. He said, my wife is just kind of got a little, overwhelmed. So it wasn't a huge problem on that end. But I really began to beat myself up. I really began to get into like this negative spiral of thoughts. Like, I never forget things. So why did I forget this? And then I just started going and going. I'm not showing up well in any of my areas of my life. I can't even transfer money, And then I just started going down this negative lane.
Oh my goodness.
And just like I'm not showing up good. Then I started thinking, I'm not showing up good for anything. I'm not, I'm just half-assing mom. I'm here at the pool. I should be hanging with my kids and I'm looking at my email and then I'm like, I can't even transfer money. I can't, then I just started going into this spiral and feeling really, really bad about myself. And it didn't feel good, right? So the women listening, you've been there. One negative thought leads to another negative thought. And it's just like this lane and flow of negativity, right? I don't know, at least for me.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And I think we can all relate to it because one thing, and then you don't feel good. And then you're like, I cannot even transfer a thing. So I shouldn't be handling things and then it goes all around personal and business. It just like, it's
a whole spiral.
Yep.
And then I started talking to my husband. So he comes home and he's like, what happened? You never forget to transfer money. That's just something I normally never not do. I don't forget those kinds of things usually. So that was a signal to me. Right.
Yeah.
And so what really struck me was I vented, I processed it, I felt better. And then I shifted my thoughts and shifted my way of being and got into a better state and lo and behold, move through that. But I really got curious about, how do we quickly and in a powerful way move through negative thoughts because we do have them. Yeah. And I really, it's about how do you do it quicker and in a more powerful way and actually get something from it.
Right, absolutely. Kind of recenter, like
Yeah.
reset and
So,
go back to where, because you're joy. I know that.
well, thank you.
Liz is plain joy. So everything outside that, we got to bring her back.
So I really processed it and dissected what I did. And it was really helpful to talk it through with my husband.
Nice.
And just spend some time with my kids and then get into a better process. So I'm not a self-help guru, but I know what works for me. And I wanted to share that with all of you, all the, investors listening. So number one is when you have a negative thought, and it begins to spiral, right? It's not just a negative thought and then you move on, but like a negative thought that leads to another one and then it goes down this really like negative lane of negativity. You have to stop the spiral. So stop is the first thing. Stop, The next recommendation is the shift. And what I mean by shift is you want to shift your state. I'm going to come back to this. I'm going to go through all of them. Stop, shift, get curious, okay? Get honest, and then empowering questions. So stop, shift, get curious, get honest, and then empowering questions. So let me explain that to you. So you want to shift your state. And what I mean by that is that I was kind of standing up, talking about all this, thinking all this negativity. You have to calm your body. You have to listen to your body, right? And you have to get to a neutral place. Because for someone to go from like negativity, like where I was thinking, to like, what's great about my life? Like I wasn't going there. It was really, that's a big leap. Right? So you have to get to neutral. You have to get to calm. You have to get to like centered, and then you can go down the better path. But so many people just start to, what can I think positively about? Well, you're not going to think about anything because you're feeling like shit, right?
Yeah.
You're feeling like crap.
Yeah, absolutely. So, you got to feel it.
Right.
Feel it. Yeah.
So you have to really stop and then shift and get to a neutral place. So the goal is when you're thinking really negatively is not just to, it's actually the next step is not to think positively. The next step is to feel calm and neutral. And the way I did it was I processed it. I talked about it. I've also, I exercise. I'll take a walk. Moving your body is critical in shifting your state, at least changing your consciousness for the moment. So that's the second thing. The third thing is to really, once you're feeling a little more calm, that's the key. You can't go to the next few steps I'm going to share until you get calm and neutral, or at least a little off the 10 and the 9. Like you're at a 6, so you're at a 7. You got to get curious and honest with yourself. And I started to really explore why I was feeling so negative, right? I never forget to transfer money. It wasn't a big deal. I transferred the money. I have to pay $35, whip it, ring a ding ding, not a huge deal, but it made me think about my life and where I was at. And so what was helpful for me is to get curious and honest with how what's really coming up for you. Because sometimes it's not just the negative thoughts coming up for you, it's something else. So, getting curious, getting honest, I really, became present to how I was feeling. I was feeling a little overwhelmed, which is a place I go. And I just started, okay, everything's moving along. I'm making progress in each area. I just started to come off the ledge, come off the ledge. The most important thing that you can do is once you're feeling, you get a little more honest, a little more curious, you've already calmed yourself, ask yourself empowering questions, okay? Anthony Robbins said this many moons ago. I don't know when he said this, but he said, I want to get the quote. Successful people ask better questions. And as a result, they get better answers.
Yes.
Okay. And I think he wrote a lot about this, and I learned about this back in the day. Awaken the Giant Within is a phenomenal book he has written.
Yes.
It's an enormous book. Most people don't think of Anthony Robbins as an author because he hasn't written many books, but it's an amazing book by far, one of my favorites. And what he basically says is that if you're not getting good answers, you're not asking empowering enough questions.
Absolutely.
So I started to ask myself, once I felt calm, once I felt neutral, once I started to get honest with myself, what is working? What am I grateful for in this moment? What can I do differently next time to better set myself up for success? What am I most happy in my life right now? Okay. So just then those questions, lo and behold, got me into a much better place.
Absolutely.
And got me feeling much better, because most people just want to get out of their negativity by thinking differently. You have to feel differently. So those are my recommendations. When you're feeling this spiral of negativity, the first thing again is stop. You got to stop the spiral. Okay. And the way to do that, the easiest way is to get into your physical self and to shift your state, calm your body, do something, change your environment, whatever it needs to happen for you, it works, but you have to shift your state and get to neutral.
Absolutely.
Get curious and get honest with yourself, like what's coming up for you, right? Because it's negative for a reason. And then end with that, to shift and get into a positive place is empowering questions. What am I grateful for in this moment? What am I happy about right now? Not like in 10 months.
Exactly. You know what I love about it, Liz? That instead of saying, oh, why did this happen to me? As if the world or life is happening to you. Instead, you are in control of, you might not control all your thoughts, but how you can control how you react to it and how you approach things and how you are implementing things in the future. So you can really like, okay, this is a lesson. I got the lesson. So here's what I'm going to do, and really like process what you're feeling. I really love what you're doing because it's both mental and physical. And I think that that's the key.
Absolutely. And if you don't, and I love that too, the way you summarize that, if you don't ask yourself better questions, you're not going to get better answers.
Yeah.
So really watch the questions you ask yourself and watch the questions you ask other people. So with that, I think I did it less than 10 or just about 10. Enjoy your day, enjoy your week, but take something from these minisodes and all of our episodes, use it, and please share with us on our community, share with us in all of our social media outlets. We'd love to hear from you. So make great things happen.
Yes. And let us know what you think about it. Leave us a comment, join our Facebook community, and we'll love to hear from you. If you enjoyed this podcast and want to receive updates on our next interviews, go to our website, therealestateinvestor.com. There, you can subscribe to our show, become part of our InvestHER community, and get updates on upcoming episodes.
If you like our show, please share with other women who would benefit. And don't forget to leave us a rating on iTunes. We'd really appreciate it. And as always, we encourage you to take one action as a result of today's show and put it into motion so you can live both a financially free and balanced life. Thanks for spending time with us.
Ciao.